Today's lesson is on natural logarithms that have base e. So, what is e? So e is referred to as Euler's constant. Euler is a famous mathematician that discovered this number. It's an irrational number, so it's a very famous irrational number. So if you think about pi, square root of 2, those are some other very famous irrational numbers in mathematics. So e is a number, and e is about 2.71828, but it goes on forever. So with no repeating pattern. That's the definition of an irrational number. It cannot be written as a single fraction. And the e is used in a lot of different contexts, but it's most often known as just with exponential growth, specifically to like compound interest and growing your money. So it is also a button on your calculator, so you can find it, and it's e to like a power, so you could literally type in e to the third power, which is basically 2.71828 to the third power. So you could just type it in. When you do that, you should get about 20.0855. So now we're looking at another type of logarithm, a natural logarithm. It's still just a log, but it has base e. So if you start with, let's say, e to the x equals 8. So how could you rewrite this in its equivalent exponential form? Well, the way we've been doing it, we would say log base e of 8 equals x. However, instead of log base e, we just change the notation and it's ln. That's natural log of 8 equals x. So they're communicating the same thing. This is just like a common log. So log 2 means base 10. When you see natural log, that means base e. Now, natural log, you just have to remember, it's still a log. It has the same properties as other logs. So natural log of 0, undefined. Natural log of a negative number, also undefined. And then just like other logs, we know that any log base, or log of any base of 1 equals 0. Same thing, natural log of 1 equals 0. So now what happens if we have natural log of e? So what does that equal? Well, let's think about that. This is base e to what power equals e? E to what power equals e? Oh, 1. So anytime you see ln e, you have to know that equals 1. We often will just cancel it out. Okay, so now let's solve some exponential equations and logarithmic equations with e and natural log. The steps are the same. So for e to the power of negative 2x minus 5 equals 3. Exponential equations, before we take the log of both sides, you have to isolate it. So 4e to the negative 2x equals 8, because you'd add 5. Divide by 4, so e to the negative 2x equals 2. And now you take the log of both sides. But in this case, if you have base e, you'll take the natural log of both sides. So now power property brings this down in front, and then this equals 1. ln of e equals 1. So you'll have negative 2x equals natural log of 2. So divide both sides by negative 2. And then you can just type that in your calculator, and you will get about negative 0.347. Okay, let's do another example of an exponential equation. So base e to the power of x over 2 equals 7. This one is already isolated, so I can take the log of both sides. Base e just means take the natural log of both sides. This can come down, this cancels out, so x over 2 equals natural log of 7, and then multiply both sides by 2. So 2 times the natural log of 7, you can type that in your calculator, and you should get about 3.8918. So the steps are the same thing that we've been doing, it's just using the natural log instead of the regular log. All right, now switching gears, now we're solving a logarithmic equation, solving it the same way we've been doing, except we have a natural log. So same thing is isolate log, divide by 3. So natural log of 4x equals 8. When the log is isolated, convert it to its exponential form. This is base e to the power of 8 equals 4x. And then to get x by itself, divide by 4. So x equals e to the 8th divided by 4. Just punch in your calculator. You should get about 745.239. And now the last example, natural log in parentheses x minus 4 equals 3. So this one, the log, it's already isolated. So convert it to its exponential form. E to the power of equals e to the 3rd equals x minus 4. Now get x by itself, add 4 to the other side. So x equals e to the 3rd plus 4. Type that in, and you will get about 24.086. So there is your video on base E and natural logarithms. Good luck with the lesson.